Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. From the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the Schmoes Know, this is Box Office Breakdown. Information and commentary on weekly movie box office.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network. I'm your host, Sara Stretton, and we have a full panel today. We do not have Tom, so we've replaced him with more people. We are going to be talking about all the numbers from this past weekend. Of course, upcoming movies. We'll probably take some calls at the end. But first, we've got some people to introduce you to. On my left, Stephen Lemieux.
Hey guys, it's good to be on the show. Been behind the scenes since everything. So
you're filling out our beard quota also.
Yeah, I had to fill out the beard quota, and I thought that with Finstock on, it would take two people to fill his shoes.
It really would, yes.
So we're gonna have to really try to be raunchy, Ace. Is that cool?
I will try my best.
We gotta not let Sarah get a word in edgewise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
and
good.
just make her cry by the end of this show.
Yeah.
I was kind of feeling that I was going to get a break this week. I was like, yes, I don't have to worry about censoring this too much.
I'm not as good as Finstock though. Like I'm like, where's your sleeve, Sarah? That's all I got.
That was pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
You're supposed
That's
to be.
what I'm saying. That's how. That's why I'm not. I know.
sleeves.
That's why I can't even do anything. I'm just
You're
gonna sit back.
supposed to be his apprentice, man.
You are JTE.
I've not
you
reached that
bring
level.
us so much knowledge
I
about
am-
film.
yes, thank you.
And you see everything in
I
theaters.
see a lot of stuff.
Versus I didn't see anything this weekend. You've seen more
Yeah.
movies than
I saw
most
movies
people
from other
should.
countries.
There you go.
Marissa and Ace.
Yeah.
Coming back to join
Coming
us.
back.
Always
Welcome
a pleasure to
back.
have you on.
Yeah. Thank you.
And see, so nice.
I
That
am.
was just a
Yeah.
pleasant thank you.
Okay,
I
of
got
course.
no rude remarks.
I like how you say I'm nice, and I'm like I am. Yeah. I am nice. Yeah, it's true.
You're so nice.
But
Ace.
it's in such a nice way. It's not even conceited when you say it.
I guess.
So we are going to get into these past weekends numbers. A lot of new movies not making the top 5. But actually, before we start getting into the nitty gritty, we brought up about 2 months ago on this show, we talked about how some theaters were talking about doing on-demand pricing for...
Yes.
We
Yes.
talked-
There's big news about that.
There's
this
just
weekend.
all these new ideas coming about how we're going to bring movies to the audience.
Yep.
And it's because of all the rise of like Amazon, Netflix. You're having these battles
Yep.
between these streaming servers trying to get things in theaters, going up for nominations. So another strategy that's coming in part, and this one is backed by some big names. You've got
Big names.
Spielberg,
Peter Jackson.
Ron Howard.
Yep.
All these people are coming in for this. It's called Screening Room.
Yeah. Screening
Yeah.
room.
And so if you guys haven't heard about it, you can look it up. I think there's an article in Variety right now. And from what I'm understanding, not all the details are out, but the main objective is that people can view new releases in their homes on opening weekend. So the moment it's released in theaters, you can also see these movies at your house. How they're trying to... I don't know.
Well, the big difference is like smaller films, like they'll get that VOD same day as release because it's like limited theaters. We're not talking those kind of movies. They're talking like Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
You could watch at your house on your 60-inch plasma or LED TV with the whole family. But the prices are like $50 to $60.
I hate this
So-
idea.
It's $50
Yeah.
per movie.
Per movie.
But this is the thing. That's what you're expecting to watch this with 4 or 5 people in your house.
It's like when you rent a pay
So
per view
it's really
UFC.
only a $10
That's a
good
ticket,
point.
but there's also
like
the
a
catch of
pay-per-view.
you have to install the equipment.
Yep.
There's initial setup fee, which is supposedly over $100, and there's a 48-hour window. So you don't get this movie forever. You
Yeah.
get this movie for 48 hours, and then I think that they're trying to come up with some way to protect it. Because I brought this up, and someone was like,
Yeah.
"Well, piracy."
Yeah.
Who's not going to start just recording
Yeah.
and sending out there? So they're going to have to come up with some way,
Some way, yeah.
to prohibit
If there is
that.
a way.
Well, there's movies have used like subliminal frames that they add in randomly, and they'll probably do something with like that with a serial code at a certain time in it that tells you exactly which machine played this movie. I just don't like it because I think it disparages people from actually leaving their house, going to a theater, and enjoying a movie in the aspect that it's supposed to be enjoyed in.
Yeah.
I agree. And according to the article that I read, what they said is it's more for the families of, like, say a husband and wife who have 3 kids and they can't afford a babysitter. They can't get out of the house that easily.
If they can't afford a babysitter, they can afford to pay $60 for a movie.
Here's the thing.
$120.
Let's say you bring 3 kids to the movie. That's $30. Then the parents'
Snacks.
tickets are each going to be about $15. Now you're not counting popcorn, soda, kids. You're going to spend like $100 easy at the movie.
Going off.
Now imagine you're at home, $50. Order a pizza. Kids are there. Boom, you watch the movie.
The good news about this is, I think, for kids, you don't have to deal with like the crying.
Yes.
You freaking
Like,
read my mind.
just right
Because my thing
there.
is like the only good thing I could see coming out of this. I've made it very clear everywhere that I despise children and movies. I hate it with a passion. And if this is for me, it's like if I have a kid and I know my kid is crazy, I'm gonna keep him inside my house. I'm not gonna make other people have to deal with my children, because to me that's respectful. And that's why I get upset when I see kids going nuts in theaters. I'm like, oh, just leave them at home. But for me, this is a good opportunity for those parents
or all
who
of the people who just like can't get off their phones in movies.
Do you guys think
like,
people...
they can just stay at home and
it
watch.
won't bug us.
But do you think people will actually use this? Because I'm the kind of guy who will spend $500 on an Xbox One, but then barely play it at all because I never have time. I think this is like the generation of, okay, we're going to buy this, but then you're going to have guys who don't have friends to go see movies with, who their friends would be like, no, I kind of want to go see it in the theaters because then I get surround sound, I get super comfortable, I can get popcorn, I get food, but then you're paying $120 setup, and then anytime you want to see a movie that's in theaters, you have to be like, should I just go to the theater because it's $16 for me, or do I have to shell out $60 just to watch?
Again, I look at it this 2 ways. First of all, as a film geek, I'll never not want to go see it in the theater.
Yeah.
This is not for me. I feel like this service is for like the 1%ers.
Yes.
Who have a shitload of money.
Or
Have like a
in
huge
theaters.
theater with their own little popcorn machine. This isn't for the regular
this is
person.
very much for rich people.
Yes, that's how I felt like.
This is for Peter Jackson to not put his films in, but to watch in his house.
My question is, how do studios react to this, though? Because studios are very
protective.
But you got Spielberg
So
and Ron
what
Howard.
they're saying
Jackson.
is basically they're trying to find a way that's financially intriguing for them. And I think the article I was reading, it's on Variety, it said something about they are trying to give a certain percentage of the money to studios, to distributors. They're also trying to appease theaters by maybe giving like theater tickets as one of the like things that comes with buying a movie. I know it's very strange,
that is very
but they're
weird.
trying to make it appealing to everyone. So,
yeah, because the theater companies would probably be not happy about it too.
I think it's just they're pouring money into something that in 5 years will be outdated. I think it's just if anything's going to evolve from theaters, it's going to be, okay, instead of going to the theater and watching on a big screen, you're putting on Oculus Rift and you're in a theater and you're seeing as big a screen as you want. You get the IMAX, you get the 3D experience.
Yep.
I don't see people wanting to watch all these and paying $60 to crowd their room with people to watch a movie on a... If I had to see Gravity on even a 60-inch television, I think the movie would suck.
there's a lot of movies that will be harmed, and that's why. But this is not trying to replace theaters.
No, definitely.
The last comment we'll leave with this is that what Jackson argued is that Screening Room is intended to serve as a bridge between studios and theater owners. The plan is to cut exhibitors in on as much as $20 out of the $50 fee and give customers 2 free tickets to a film, so they'll be enticed to buy concessions. Studios will also get a substantial percentage of the fee. So they aren't trying to overtake the market. They are just trying...
I think
more
it's
money?
for that.
Yeah.
It's for that family who just can't. Like I said, if you have 3 kids and you're a husband and wife, and it's hard for you to get out there.
and you happen to be kind of rich.
Yeah, and you happen to be very rich. I could totally see them having this. Like if I went to some rich guy's house and he's like, "I got this," I'd be like, "I'm not
Well,
surprised."
if these 2 things happen, if Screening Room happens, if the fluxing ticket price happens, our show is going to be who knows. But we can get into what we talk about, which is the numbers from this past weekend, March 11th through 13th. We normally just do the top 5, but that would leave our show pretty boring this week. So we're going to start with the top 8 because that's really where some of the more interesting, if not sad, things
Can I tell you, when I saw the numbers for number 8, the Brothers Grimsby, I thought it was a typo. I was like, it didn't just make $3 million. That can't be right. That's got to be wrong.
$3 million in 2,200 theaters. It is making less than $1,500 a
That's unbelievable.
Are we sure we're not looking at just their marketing budget for 1 week?
I mean, that's their. I mean, we say it all the time. It's like craft services. That doesn't even cover the craft services on that movie.
Sasha Baron Cohen really likes his fish sticks covered in ceviche. I mean, it's just like he really needs that.
This is the smallest opening for any Sasha Baron Cohen film. Sweeney Todd was higher at $9 million where it opened, but all of his other, you're looking at Bruno opened to 30. You're talking The Dictator opened which was only in 2012, opened to 17. It's just dropping and dropping. Yeah. Borat 26.
Just for comparison, jumping to number 6, The Perfect Match, 925 theaters. And it made more.
It made $4 million. Yes, Perfect Match.
Unbelievable.
I think too many people have kind of forgotten about Ali G. People don't remember what the Ali G show is. They don't.
Borat,
they're kind of. It's been
past. Too long. It's been too long, and the fact that Sasha Baron Cohen. He tried. I saw him in every single thing, and I saw him with YouTubers, and I saw him with Jimmy Kimmel, and running those ads. It's like, check out this new movie, but you can't really see this movie because it's too much, but pretend. And I was just like, the trailers were bad.
Let me ask you.
Also, I was going to say, Go ahead.
Do you think this is hurting his career to make these movies? Because when I look at Sasha Baron Cohen, I think he's evolved throughout the years. He was great in Sweeney Todd, phenomenal. He's going to be in Alice now. He's going to be in the new Alice in Wonderland movie. He's been doing very well done roles, and then he just rolls back and decides to do another one of these social pieces that decides to talk about the guns in America or racism in America, whatever it is. And it just seems to not be popular anymore.
Well, I think The Dictator was the first one where, like, Borat and Bruno were fake documentaries where he's tricking people. It almost had that Jackass vibe where you're, like, seeing the next prank.
Yeah.
Dictator, it was more storyline with a little bit of that. This one is just straight up. It's a regular, like, Austin Powers type comedy. So it's so off what he became famous for. I don't think that transition really helped with him. Now, like you said, he has great roles. He was in Hugo. He had a great supporting role.
He's going to be in the next Alice movie.
Yeah, so as the main villain. Like, that stuff's fine, but, like, if I want to see Sasha Baron Cohen, I want to see what he does best. That's when he was doing the Ali G show. That's when he was doing Bruno and Borat, where he's actually tricking people and it has that Jackass kind of hidden camera feel.
But he also is going to have to come up with something. If he does do another movie in this vein, there has to be something new to it. Yeah. Because Borat was 10 years ago. It's in 2006. He's changed. He's gotten older. His roles have changed. We now expect more from him. And like, his audience has grown up a little. Yeah. So you need to evolve with it. You can't just play the same song over and over again.
I think this is a case of where he should have played the same song, though. I think
maybe. Yes,
because
agree.
You can't script reactions and keep them funny. Like all these prank shows, the reason they're so widespread on YouTube is because it's real reactions from real people. If you script that, it becomes fake, and then people are like, somebody's writing the stupidest stuff ever.
I mean, you can make good comedies. Like, there's Will Ferrell does them. Not that they're all good, but this just like I said, he knocked his own niche where he was doing this Jackass hidden camera kind of stuff. Stick with what you know. And I would like to see him start doing more dramas. Like, he's been supposed to be in this Queen film where he played Freddie Mercury for years, and then he just dropped out of it recently. Yeah. But like, I think he could do good drama type work.
I think so too.
I think. Listen, if the proof is in the numbers. It's time to stop.
I think this. Yeah, absolutely. What you just said. I think this shows that he should probably go in a different direction.
This is his Pluto Nash.
Go the opposite direction. Yeah. Like, these comedies right now are not working.
At least if he's going to do a starring role, a leading role, he needs to do a different direction.
He needs to do drama.
He can do comedy as a...
he can do comedy anytime.
Yeah,
he's so good in drama. He's so good.
So we did skip over one. The Young Messiah also came out, brought in 3.4, so it came in at number 7. So this movie we're getting a lot of religious films.
We get a lot lately, like
really strong.
Is it because Easter's coming
up? This is the one that seems to have kind of faded. Risen really came out strong, and
32 million right now.
Yeah, did well. I think it took a lot of the attention from this. We have a Jennifer Garner religious movie coming out next week. I think that one has more hype. So this one's kind of just gotten overshadowed by the both.
If it wasn't my job to know this stuff, I would have never known this movie came out.
I just found out about it on Friday. My friend told me this was coming out. I didn't even know what it was about. Is it about young Jesus? What is it about?
It's about the young Messiah. Yeah, it's about young Jesus.
To be fair, though, like, even a Christian audience, why would you want to see this movie?
Well, I want to say it has a large focus on Mary. I want to say.
Well, think about it, because all the
Mary has a
Jesus-
big following.
Yo, Mary popular.
Mary has a huge
Mary
following.
be famous.
So you can't knock her.
Do you see this movie staying at the top 8 even?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not good for a first weekend. I mean, Risen did way better.
And when you have another one right on the way,
yeah.
the audience is gone.
I thought Risen was smart though, because they played to a crowd that wasn't just, hey, this is a religious movie. This is a movie that takes a religious, historical, hypothetical event, and this is from the observations of somebody who is not religious.
Yeah.
I think they tried that angle. I don't know if it really
They
works.
build it as more of like an action movie, kind of like a period action movie. When I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, this looks
good.
pretty damn good.
Yeah.
One of my cousins who doesn't, go to movies that often, he's like, is this Risen movie like Gladiator? Is that any good? I'm like, yeah, it's a Christian movie, but I'm like, it's not what you're thinking.
Sure.
But it looked decent.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't mind checking it out.
Well, now we have officially reached our top 5.
All right.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot taking the
WTF.
5th spot, down 38% to $4.6 million. So it had a $35 million budget. Its total gross is about $14.5 domestically.
You saw this. You're the only one here who's seen
I
this.
did. I'm really behind on my movies right now.
You did the anatomy
they've
for this.
already, they've already kind of given me crap for not being up on my movie game this week. But I did see Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
And it's okay.
I think it is better than critics have given it.
Okay.
I was really expecting not that great of a movie, and it had a lot of good moments. It's just a hard movie to, I think, put out there and to market, because on one hand you have Tina Fey going for not a straight dramatic role, but a more dramatic role for her, and then at the same time you have a war movie or movie set in battle that's has a comedic edge. So because both of those things are, you don't know if it's gonna work, that's kind of off-putting for a movie. You don't really know what to expect. But I think she did well in a dramatic role, and I thought that it did a nice job of balancing comedy with like moments of heart.
How was Margot Robbie in that movie? Because all I see of Margot Robbie right now is Suicide Squad, so it's just so out of what you see of her.
The role that she has in it is not that demanding.
Got it.
So she does a fine job, but it's nothing that really
feel like
that dynamic of a role.
I still feel like she's running off the hype of Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, I haven't seen her in a role
she's
since...
very young.
She's 25.
She's very young.
Well, Focus didn't really hit too hard.
But she's working with really strong people.
Yeah.
So she was working with Will Smith in that, and the directors were who did Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. She's on set for Focus. She's like, I want to be on the next thing you're on, and gets on
Suicide
this
Squad
movie.
too.
So she's doing
She's
well.
gonna blow up after Suicide Squad. Everyone's already flipping out over her, so she's just like, she's got it made.
I mean, after Wolf of Wall Street, though, she's like officially one of the top 10 most gorgeous women
Totally agree.
in movies.
Oh my god, when she shows up,
you're just like, you're jaw-jaw.
Yeah, I mean, you all know what scene we're talking about.
So,
Not my type.
Really,
What?
NJ?
Not my type.
Oh, man.
Are humans not your type? What
she
are
is
you
a type.
talking about?
She's beautiful, but she's a
Unbelievable.
type.
You prefer
very
Gabourey
blonde,
Sidibe?
She
blue-eyed,
is.
white girl.
Did you see Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Okay, before
Okay,
you
baffled.
guys can get into a debate about this later, moving on to the number 4 spot goes to London Has Fallen, bringing in 10.6, dropping 50%.
We can literally skip this movie because I've forgotten everything about it after I saw it 1 week ago. Nothing about it stuck with me. There's nothing memorable about the movie.
I'm fucking thirsty!
Did you see it?
I didn't see it.
Okay.
I sat in on the action movie Anatomy. I was in the room auditing their show.
It's nothing. It's such
I had some good quotes. They had some good quotes.
maybe. None of them stick with
The
me.
fact that it's been a week.
What was the quote you just said?
doesn't.
I'm fucking thirsty!
That is not a classic movie. I am fucking thirsty is something I've heard probably in like 100 other movies. If that's the best quote you got from your action movie,
No,
you're in trouble.
that's true. That's very true.
I'm fucking thirsty.
All right, let's also Deadpool.
Still killing it, man.
Dropping only 35%, bringing in another $10.8 million.
How many more weeks do you think we'll see this in top 5? I think throughout March and maybe the first week of April.
I don't know, because Batman v Superman is just going to be a black hole of money.
We'll
Oh,
see,
you're right.
We'll see
Yeah.
Batman v Superman. We'll see how Divergent does. Like, there's things that
Not
are...
gonna do good.
The only thing it really is...
It has to be 10.6.
Yeah.
Oh, very good point.
I think
Like-
Zootopia is going to be around... for
Oh,
the
you're right.
longest.
Yeah, a lot of things will
Yeah.
just... It'll still stay high, but it's not going to...
Yeah, it's nothing dark. It's done really well.
You're right. Too much good stuff coming out this month.
And
I mean, Batman v Superman is all you got to say.
Like Gods of Egypt, man. That thing's going to be top 5 forever.
Top 10.
What?
So 10 Cloverfield Lane opened up this weekend.
Did
it was
well.
really the talk of the town. Did really well, bringing in $25 million. It took the second spot because Zootopia is just reigning on high. But
Am I the only one here that's seen it? Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Okay, so I'm the only one here who's seen it.
I read your Schmoes review. Your little 3.8 out of 5, right?
Yep.
I tried to see it with
It's
JT.
good.
You saw it with that one.
I saw you texted me Saturday. I'd already seen it. And I saw a much better movie on Saturday, which I'm going to get to after we do his top 10.
top
Well,
8.
what did you think of the movie, though?
I thought it was good. Here's the thing. It's very much like Misery in that style. It's a PG-13 Misery. Make no mistake about it. John Goodman's really good. Mary Elizabeth Winstead's really good. I'm telling you, like, going in this movie, they've been hyping it like, what's the twist?
Yeah. I mean, they did that with Cloverfield.
Yeah. When you hit this twist, you're either going to take a left or you're going to take a right.
Yeah.
One of you're going to love it, you're going to hate it. Very few down the middle.
Does this end up being more of a performance-based movie?
For John Goodman.
Do we need to see Cloverfield to watch? I didn't think so.
Yeah. The thing that stands out for me in this movie is the director. First-time director.
Dan Trachtenberg.
Yeah. And that to me, that's just amazing.
Well,
and the fact
he did music videos, commercials, and he did Portal.
The Portal YouTube thing, which to me, I was talking to my friend about that.
And quick shout out here, Dan Trachtenberg started off as a YouTube critic on the show called Totally Rad Show, which was like one of the first YouTube kind of entertainment shows. I watched it all the time. I listened to his
JT, crazy.
Right?
I worked with him on a set once.
Yeah, dude, I've worked with friends of his actually.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy.
Seriously, like every person I know that knows him says he's the coolest, nicest guy, and he's like so dedicated to his. So it's so exciting to see somebody who like I just started watching as like a fellow film lover to like grow and become this huge person.
I've heard the same thing too, and I have buddies that worked at Bad Robot. They've told me about him too. And what's great is that it gives legitimacy to the YouTube community because it almost shows you that you can make a fan film of a video game, and it could get you a job that it's going to make $25 million opening weekend. That's fantastic.
And people are going to be talking about it, and people are going to be liking it.
Our executive or our creator Kevin Undergar always says that success comes when timing meets opportunity. And I think this is a really great moment for studios where they're actually hiring people that are really good at what they do, as opposed to saying, oh, you can bring in this much money, you can bring in this much money, it's just a name. It's like, no, they're actually looking at the talent. That's the only reason Deadpool is as good as it is.
We're also looking for that next crop of big directors. We've been hearing a lot about first-time directors who are getting big budgets.
Like Colin Trevorrow went from Safe Not Guaranteed to Jurassic World. The guy who directed
Godzilla.
The guy who directed Godzilla. He did Monsters with super low budget. It's funny because I had a film teacher told me something very similar. He's like, success is when luck meets preparation.
Yeah, it's the same kind of concept.
Yeah, so when you get lucky, you got to be prepared.
It's a very popular trend now. I mean, you can name so many from Marvel.
I mean, if Dan Trachtenberg was announced for like a Star Wars spin-off movie tomorrow, it wouldn't be weird.
Yeah, and even the guy who's doing the new Spider-Man movie, he did.
He did Cop Car.
He did Cop Car.
Very small budget.
Very small movie, and now he's doing Spider-Man, the biggest Marvel superhero.
It's a trend. It's a trend right now. But we do have to cover the number one, Zootopia.
Can I stop you before we go to Zootopia? I want to ask a question real quick. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm pulling a Finstock here. I want to ask you guys, do you think the marketing for 10 Cloverfield Lane is what movies should kind of take after? Because you can see its success by just looking at it, but do you think keeping less in the trailers is better? Or because like Batman vs Superman, it's going to have a great opening weekend, it's going to be a great movie, it's going to have a lot of money. Do you think it would have been smarter for them to include less in the trailer?
Here's the difference. Batman vs Superman has so much riding on it.
Yeah.
It is supposed to launch the DC universe. This is a very small budget film. They could get creative like that by not releasing it 2 months until it hits theaters. You could do some tricks like that. Originally, this thing was not called Cloverfield at all. It was called The Cellar, which is a totally different title, and they changed it to make it, which I think is a genius by J.J. Abrams. So, yeah, they showed less, but that's almost J.J. Abrams like his forte.
I mean, he came out
Remember
and said
Super
that he
8?
purposely did that. I would say that it also depends on genre, though, how much you have to kind of play into that, because this is more of a suspense thriller, a twist. Like, there's something that adds to the marketing by keeping more secrets.
Yeah.
Versus if you're going into a traditional rom-com, like, showing parts from the middle, beginning, end, hinting at things, isn't really affecting your experience.
True.
I feel like studios are too afraid to let the art speak for itself, and they're more concerned about showing what they think that a bigger audience would appreciate. Meaning, putting Wonder Woman in there, putting Doomsday in there, putting Spider-Man in there.
But I still disagree with putting Spider-Man in the trailer.
I do too. Because
I don't disagree with that at all.
I disagree. I disagree in a film, in a film lover's sense. I tend to see where they're coming from, where they're like, you know, we need more people to see this movie. Let's put Spider-Man.
We need more pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah, but they're more concerned about making money. It's like
you're coming at it as like a film geek. Like you said, if you come at it, there's no way you have a movie with Spider-Man coming in where you don't put him in a trailer or a poster or something, because
more
it's
people will buy
guaranteed
tickets.
$100 million.
It depends on genre.
I guarantee you, whatever Civil War was gonna make, which was
it's making more now.
It's making more.
You're absolutely right.
Well,
I agree as a film lover, though. I would love.
I hated Zootopia's advertising.
Oh, why? The sloth
I
scene?
I think you said you hated Zootopia.
No,
I was
haven't
like,
seen Zootopia. I really want to see Zootopia.
I thought it would be a completely different movie based on its ads.
I did not like the ads. When it came out in the Super Bowl and there was the sloth scene, I hated it. It made me
Did you just hate the DMV?
so antsy.
Kristen Bell loved it.
I hate the DMV. I hate when people move really slowly. I was just like,
but that's why it was so relatable.
So you were like the rabbit in that scene.
It's one of the best scenes in the entire movie.
I saw Zootopia, and it's a fantastic Disney movie.
It's at 99% right now on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, 99%, and it made $50 million this weekend. Only dropped 33%. It's brought in 142. So it's doing really, really well.
So good. I had such a good time with that movie. I can't,
As soon as that movie opened and they're doing the school play thing, I knew, I was like, this is going to be a hilarious freaking movie.
Yeah. So we can recommend this movie to our audience if you haven't seen it. Go see this one as well. Did you also want to recommend a movie before we move on?
The Wave. It's on video on demand for like a couple, $8 or something like that. So if you can't find a theater near you, but I've been tweeting it out this weekend, and some people are saying it's playing near them. So listen, it's subtitled. Okay, some people don't like subtitles, but get over it because it's a really good movie. It's like San Andreas or Day After Tomorrow. Not that large of a scale. It's a little more personal, which I actually think it benefits from.
Would you say it's an indie?
No, because the special effects are good. And it's beautifully shot. I felt like I was watching a good summer blockbuster from another country, but without the cheese. Like, those movies all come with a lot of cheese. If you want something that's a little more like, I don't want to say it's as dark as like The Impossible, the film that took about the tsunamis in Thailand and Sri Lanka and all that.
Spider-Man's in that movie.
Just made everyone cry.
But it's a good mix of like thrills, action, and suspense. I liked it more than 10 Cloverfield Lane, I'll tell you that much.
There you go. So we have some other movies.
The Wave.
But the international numbers bit, not going to The Wave. Number one spot is going to Zootopia.
Boom.
Again, it led the international box office this weekend with $83.1 million, followed by Kung Fu Panda 3 and a big offshore expansion, and a $28.6 million frame. Also, to talk a little bit about Zootopia, I believe it broke a record in China. That's one of the reasons it is leading the international box office. Is because it broke like their single day animated numbers. So doing really well over there as well.
Okay, animals talking seems it's something that will never die.
It's kind of a thing.
It's kind of a thing.
There's like 4 animated movies that have animals talking that are coming out this year, right?
Jungle Book. I gotta say,
there's always movies with animated movies
but there's like a significant
talking.
amount. There's the Storks movie.
Oh, the Storks.
There's
Angry Birds.
Pets.
Basically every trailer that they showed before Zootopia is what you said. I thought Jungle Book looked really weird though. The animals talking was super
really
weird.
I'm really worried about Jungle Book.
Me too.
I'm very worried. All right, in third place was the only wide newcomer, the Divergent series Allegiant. So we're going to be talking about that in our upcoming movies.
Never seen one of them.
But it aimed for a revolution in 45 markets and came up with $26.7 million. Some of the returns notably in UK and Brazil. So it's already out over there.
It's already out there.
Our third week in a row we've been announcing a big movie out overseas before.
I'm usually mad when these movies come out in other countries before us. I don't care about this.
Gods of Egypt benefited from a $20 million start in the Middle Kingdom.
And I don't know
who started. Anyway, and took a total of $26.4 million to give it the number 4 spot overseas. Rounding off the top 5 is IP Man 3.
Ip Man.
Ip Man. Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
Ip Man.
someone commented that it's not IP Man, it's Ip Man. Excuse me.
IP Man, the sequel to Cable Guy.
Yeah, I think IP Man sounds way better.
Well, Ip Man. But if I'd said Ip Man and that was wrong,
Yeah,
I feel like
right?
that would be
That'd be
more
worse.
Yeah,
I'm with
yeah.
you.
with 13 million in 4 territories.
Hey, man, see, if you see, I'm a huge martial arts
Mike
movie
Tyson.
fan. I'm a humongous martial arts movie fan. If you see the first Ip Man,
It's great.
it's
So
a
good.
fantastic
Great.
movie.
So good.
Such a good movie.
Haven't seen the
And-
sequels.
And it
What
shows
does Ip Man mean?
Ip Man is
He's Donnie Yen's playing this famous martial artist is actually the guy who taught Bruce Lee.
yeah.
Okay, but what
When he
does
was a young
Ip
child?
mean, I guess is my
IP
question.
Means like it's the sound he makes right before he punches you.
That's not
That's
true.
not right. That's a
joking.
lie.
I think that's just what his nickname is or something. I apologize. for
Yeah,
not
I think
knowing.
it's just the nickname they gave him.
Oh,
but
I haven't seen it. I don't know.
Donnie Yen is phenomenal in Ip Man 1. Ip Man 2 takes a step down. It's okay.
With Sammo Hung, yeah.
Ip Man 3 just looks ridiculous.
The
Mike
Mike Tyson scene just takes
It
me
just
out of
looks ridiculous. I mean, I love all these forms of martial arts, and I'll probably still watch it. But
It's his name.
crazy.
Yeah. So
It's
Okay.
Yeah.
wanna ip
So it'd
your
be like
ass.
Fred Man.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just saying.
well, it'd be a last name.
Oh.
Yeah. So like
Okay.
when you say like a Chinese name,
So,
it's
like,
the last name first,
Okay.
and then their
So Stratton.
This is one I
Straight
didn't
man.
know. I'm sorry. I apologize, but I feel so much. I feel like I know so much more
Yeah.
now.
I just love that Ip Man is coming up. Like it's not even that far away from Gods of Egypt.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, movie much
I
more
would
expensive.
rather be beating God.
Yeah, I would too. I feel like Gerard Butler is just hiring people to go into theaters and spend money.
It's just Gerard Butler spending all of his money. All right, so this week we are going to be skipping our international titles game.
Yeah.
We didn't
It's
feel like
Finn
taking
Stock's
on
game.
that. And he has weird connections.
Yeah, to China.
I don't want to get into it.
I think his China connection, his name might be Ip.
I don't know. I don't want to know what his China connections are. But we have a little bit of debate over what our top 5 list is going to be. I motioned that our top 5 list was going to be like one room or single location movies.
Okay.
Based
very hard.
on how.
Like bottle movies?
Yes.
Okay.
But defining what is included in a bottle movie caused too much debate between us here.
You see, I thought The Hobbit was a bottle movie because it was all filmed in a green screen.
Oh,
No.
that could.
But
Close.
I was motivated because of 10
Cloverfield
Cloverfield Lane.
Lane, yep.
Even though I haven't seen it, it looks like most of it's in one location.
it is.
I was like the popularity of Room, which this is where it
Half
gets
the
fuzzy
movie.
because like half the movie
Yeah.
is in one location. But when you think of Room, you think of
One location.
one location. Same with like Hateful Eight. Technically, there's some traveling,
First
but
45 minutes though are not in that room.
yeah, but most
Yeah,
of it
I
is
see what you're saying.
in the
Like when you
cabin.
when you originally said this to me, I was like phone booth. 95% of the
there
movie
you go.
buried. The whole
Buried.
movie.
I know.
No, but that's 2. That's the only 2 I could officially say.
It'd be easy to make
Kinda
a top
take-
5 because there's not that many. You'd just be taking
Yeah,
5 of
but-
them and
Some of the other ones are so debatable.
So
But
I
listen,
don't know where the line is for this.
But the standout of the weekend for 10 Cloverfield Lane, in my opinion, was John Goodman. He's so good in it. And I was like, why not dedicate our list to that man? Because he has done everything from comedy, horror, animated to drama. I mean, he's done everything.
So JT won the debate, and that is our list. Top 5 grossing John Goodman films.
Yes.
Starting with number 5. So sometimes we do grossing, sometimes we do best. This one we are doing grossing. So number 5 is The Hangover 3.
the fact that this is on this list disappoints me.
$112
I mean, those
million
movies.
dollars.
I mean, 112 is actually small for that franchise.
For that franchise.
It just ran. By the time Part 3 came out, it ran out of gas. John Goodman's good in it, but that's
John
the case.
Goodman's
That's
pretty much good in everything.
That's what I'm
he's
saying. That's the
in.
case with him.
Yeah, I just really hate looking at a top 5 list that includes John Goodman's name, and 3 of the movies are ones that you're just like, wait, really?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is it's actually a compliment for him because he does small indie films a lot, which are really good. Unfortunately, the ones that make the most money in America are sometimes they're the crappy ones.
I mean, I don't know about how everyone else feels out there, but it would be, isn't it better to be like known for
Having
the
good
role-
movies
yeah,
than having
than having moneymakers?
Yeah.
Because
No, that's true.
Think about Chris Hemsworth. His entire list is going to be Thor,
Yeah.
and like
Avengers.
And when you think of him, I'm like, well, what outside of that, he was in Black whatever that
Black hat,
He was
Heart in the Sea.
the Heart of the Sea. Like,
Flopped.
I'm just
who
glad.
would I rather be known as?
I'm glad that when you see like a movie touting John Goodman, starring John Goodman from B movie, like it's
Yeah.
not using these movies
No, of
as
course
his like standing point.
Of course
Yeah.
not.
So number 4 does go to the Flintstones.
A movie I liked as a kid.
Yeah.
But
It does not hold up.
I haven't. That's the thing. I haven't gone back. And
It does
tried to
not hold
watch
up.
It does not hold up. What year did this come out? Is it 94?
It's not mid-90s.
I have a wonderful computer.
I thought it was 96.
The thing I remember is Rick Moranis as Barney.
Wait.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Is Halle Berry in this
94.
movie?
Yes, this is where Halle Berry became Halle
I
Berry.
clearly remember this movie. I've seen this movie.
This was
so
like
many
one of her
times.
This is actually was one of her breakout movies for Halle Berry.
Mm-hmm.
So-
It definitely
So
does not
now
hold
it
up.
can be on the list because
It gave us Halle Berry.
It was Halle Berry.
It's in the Hall of Fame.
Can I say something? It's so funny because for the longest time, every time I saw John Goodman, obviously I saw this when I was a kid in 1994, but I would say that's Fred Flintstone, and every single I was like, Fred Flintstone.
Fred Flintstone.
Oh,
I
there you
would
go.
say that in that.
It was a big hit. Like I remember
It
when this
was.
movie came out, I was freaking out. I was like, we got to go see the Flintstones, and I enjoyed the hell out of it as a kid. Again, I don't think, like you said, it probably hasn't aged well, but it was a big hit. I mean, 125 for 1994.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
all right.
'Cause these are
going with
unadjusted.
That
by
is
the way.
true. Yeah.
One
that's
of
true.
the many animated insect movies.
What's up with that?
B movie, 126 million, so
Wow.
just above the Flintstones.
I have not stayed up to date with the numbers on B movie.
Okay.
And this astounds me.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. Jerry Seinfeld was this is right after Seinfeld. It's still a big name. I never saw it. So
I saw it.
Did you see it? Was it any
I saw
good?
it. I have to hold on. I'm trying to rack my brain. Insect movies blend together for me. So like, I remember when like Bugs Life and
Ants.
Ants came out. I was like, same
Yeah.
movie.
Ants,
Same movie.
Ants is the good one.
Yeah, Ants is a good one.
Bugs Life is a lot of fun, man.
It's okay, but it's no
But
Ants.
oh yeah, so B movie was like, I remember the end goal was like all these bees had to like pollinate the flowers of the world.
So it's a
all-
porno.
No. And like he was like a little bee, and like there was like the cool bees.
I already am
And
uninterested
you're
just from
not-
hearing this.
You're not interested.
This is why Sarah does not write trailers.
No, I don't want
I
trailers.
vaguely, I remember no one really talking. Does anybody talk about this movie anymore?
No.
No,
No.
That, I think that tells you all
You might
need
be able
know.
to see it on
It
planes
had
for like
51%
yeah.
on Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes.
Crap.
Okay.
It was a hit comedy by
It was a
comic
hit.
icon
Jerry
Jerry
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. It is about an ambitious young worker bee named Barry B. Benson,
Oh,
who
Jesus.
soars out into the world
Right on the
in
nose.
search of nectar and adventure. But when he breaks one of the cardinal rules of beedom and speaks to humans,
Oh no, don't do that.
Shit.
blah blah blah, Barry has to set off into an unbelievable
To
chain
a-
of events that proves even a little bee can make a big difference.
I wish I could see who the last person to spend $15 to watch this on iTunes
Somebody,
was,
somebody.
so I could punch them in the face.
So he started talking to a human, like he broke the rule.
Yeah, he talks to like
To
a
a
girl.
kid? A little
and
girl?
No, I think it's a lady.
Oh, if that movie
She's
doesn't end
voiced
with
by
her,
Renee Zellweger.
if that movie doesn't end with her in like the insane asylum, or something like that.
Here's my
Because
question.
if she goes around
No,
telling
like,
bees talking to me,
no,
the bees are
bees,
talking
like,
to me.
Become friends with the world.
It'd be
or something.
Insanity.
Yeah. It's, oh god.
What studio
That
released
belongs
this
to
It
movie?
was DreamWorks.
DreamWorks.
Wait.
Yeah, it was DreamWorks.
It was DreamWorks,
I
yeah.
was like, I think it was
Okay.
DreamWorks.
All right, let's get away from B movies.
Okay, we
Let's-
can go up to Argo.
Yeah,
there we go.
There we go. That's a good movie.
It's a great
136 million.
I just rewatched this about 3 weeks ago because I was just
I keep thinking I want to rewatch this movie. I've never rewatched it. I watched this
Okay.
movie once.
yeah.
wow.
Oh, really?
Theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did too.
Well, see,
That's all I
that's
have
why I
on it.
rewatched it because I was like,
Worth it?
Affleck's come back with Batman. I was like, I wanted to start going through his films again with Gone Baby Gone, The Town, Argo's really good. It's such a like good movie. I don't know if it should have won Best Picture, but it was riding that Hollywood wave of you know about being Hollywood. But I remember seeing theaters and thinking, wow, this is a really good movie. Like it's just there's not a bad thing about it. It's just kind of like really well made from front to back. So I could kind of understand.
Yeah,
Why I
feel
rode
like,
that wave.
I feel like the last scene of the movie is so tension filled. It's so well directed, and
Yeah.
that's where you see a lot of Ben Affleck's talent as well.
The things about the movie is you hear about how it changed from real life events, and that usually doesn't bother me. But it bothered me a little bit watching it the second time. I was like, that didn't happen at the airport.
I used to be a really big Ben Affleck fan.
Are you not anymore?
So I'm a little down on him right now.
Because he left Garner? Don't tell me it's because he left Garner.
It's because he left Garner.
Okay.
And all of that drama, and because I'm really worried about Batman vs Superman. I don't think it's gonna be good.
But if there is any problems with Batman vs Superman, I don't think it's gonna be his fault. You got to put on the director. He's not directing this movie. If anything, the one thing people are saying that looks the best about it is him.
The cards are just not really going on his table
I remember
right
I
now.
heard the casting of Batman v Superman, and they said Ben Affleck, and I was like, no, not Ben Affleck.
Oh.
Everyone hated it, and I thought it was great.
I was fine with it.
I'm okay with it now, but to me, you still see Ben Affleck. He's one of the most recognizable faces in all of Hollywood, and he's playing the most iconic superhero
But Matt
of all
Damon
time.
said it best. He's like, when they're asking like, how's Ben taking the criticism? He goes, it's not Shakespeare. I was like, Batman, tell me like the great Batman roles that have been out there besides the comic books. There's really been nothing where like, wow, Batman's never even close to a talk of award performance.
I know. This is one we're gonna have to talk about when it comes out.
Wait till
there'll be some debate.
I'm seeing it Monday, by the way. Not this Monday,
when
but
we're
the
talking about it being first place
that is one of those
for
movies
6 weeks.
That on the Monday or on the Sunday we have box office breakdown.
It's gonna be all Batman
Watch
v
it
Superman.
before you watch the show.
Spoilers.
We're probably gonna spoil.
I'm seeing it Monday the 21st, and I will be releasing a review that night. So
This guy.
it's gonna
Just
be
roll your
right
eyes.
there.
Just rub
That's
it
what
in,
I do.
man.
I'm rubbing it in. Ooh yeah,
the
Batman v
number
Superman.
one on this list is going to go to Monsters Inc.
Yeah, great movie, man.
And this one you can watch now, and it still holds
Oh, yeah.
up.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
The sequel didn't make as much, and it would have been in the top 5, but we try to stick to one
Monsters
movie
Inc.
per franchise.
289 million.
Yeah, you can tell when it's a good movie and good grossing because it more than doubles
Yeah,
fourth place.
Yeah.
Or second place.
second place. I mean, Monsters Inc. was a Pixar when they were just dunking everything. They were just hitting home
They were
runs
just
left
great.
and right. They were just doing 360s,
Great
windmills. They were just like,
characters.
boom!
Fantastic.
Here's another classic for you.
Mike Wazowski.
Yeah.
He was great in this too. I mean, as a voice performance, he was a really good
Scully.
Yeah, he was a really good character.
I think out of all 5 of these movies, John Goodman probably made the most money off of this movie as well.
Probably.
Oh, for sure. Just
For
merchandising
sure.
and everything.
Yeah, just
Disney.
insane.
Fantastic.
Well, listen,
all the
I
things
can-
he also had to do afterwards.
Is your favorite
for
John
his voice.
Goodman film in this list? I'm curious. What is like your favorite John Goodman movie?
Not sure.
It's a tough one, right?
You know, you guys are going to really hate me for this. I've seen Big Lebowski. I've seen tons
Okay.
of his great stuff.
Yeah.
I still think my favorite role of John Goodman is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Okay.
Because
It's
every
smaller.
time I see John Goodman, like that's what comes to mind is him freaking beating somebody over the face with a log, having the eye patch on, and stealing everything.
See, no, I look at him and I'm like, you're so cuddly. And
Oh.
I think that's kind of because
I see him in a Ku Klux Klan uniform.
there's
I,
a discrepancy
yeah.
here.
I think of Arachnophobia.
Oh,
So I grew up loving that
I've
movie.
also met him in person. He's very,
really?
very nice.
Oh, great.
So.
Interesting.
Came to the theater or did you do the screening?
No, USC.
Oh, nice.
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 I mean, I guess all I remember him from Roseanne. Because I watched that show a lot growing up.
Okay.
And that was just he was just kind of like that favorite uncle that you always would visit every week on the channel. But anyway, he has a lot of range,
So
which
that
is great.
is our John Goodman films
Good man.
list as far as the grossing goes. Let's get into some upcoming films.
Yeah.
First one on the list is the Divergent series Allegiant. That is also I'm part of the team. Although Ace and Roxy Schreier was in here earlier
she was
are
here.
the fans of this.
Roxy's on my side.
You're a fan of this? Have you seen them all?
I have seen them all, and I'm sorry, guys. I like Divergent.
Are they better than the Maze Runners?
the Maze? The first
Those
Maze
are tolerable to me.
The first Maze Runner I thought was a good movie. The second Maze Runner lost a lot of steam.
It was
for
too
me.
long.
It felt like it didn't know where it was going. I feel like I think it's on par with the Maze Runner.
Can I tell you what I see when I see Divergent? I see a lot of wasted talent. Because you got Miles Teller.
There's so many great
You
people
got
in it.
Shailene Woodley. You got Kate Winslet. I would rather those three be making any other kind of movie than this movie.
Zoe
I
Kravitz.
love Shailene Woodley in Spectacular Now. She was fantastic.
I'm probably the only one here who watched Secret Life of the American Teenager.
No, and I heard that was good though.
It was
But I didn't see
actually, she was great in it. She whined a lot, but it was good.
And Miles Teller. I love Miles Teller.
Miles Teller.
Spectacular Now. They were both in Spectacular
Well,
Now.
she brought him into the Divergent series.
They could keep Jai Courtney.
Watch Miles. Spoiler.
I'm saying he's in the movies.
And is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's in the movies.
It's basically I'm saying a spoiler. He's not.
You
anymore.
could spoil it because no one watching this
anyways,
cares.
Going off what you were saying about Shailene Woodley, I feel like this movie, speaking of Miles Teller as well, this movie has some actors in there who you can really tell do not want to be there. Miles Teller is the one.
Which makes you not like the movie.
He's like,
Which puts
please
you on our side.
take me out of this movie.
It's a paycheck. That's all this movie is for them, is a paycheck.
And if you can see that, I don't want to watch the rest of your movie. It's
I have no problem with actors taking paycheck type movies because it helps them get these smaller films. But pick a better one. That's all I'm saying.
Also, how do you say no, though? Like, when you don't know what's going to happen.
And you can't blame them, because this movie was right after the Hunger Games released and all that, where everyone's thinking, oh my god, Harry Potter, and then it's Hunger Games, now it's going to be Allegiance. It's going to be this movie. So I don't blame any of the actors for taking on a multi-movie role for this. Plus, they're going to have money for days after these things, and it's probably only going to make their career stronger moving forward.
True.
All right, and the Midnight Special is also coming out.
Going to be so good.
Who is the target audience for this movie?
That's a good question. Yeah. Ooh, that's tough.
That is my question.
I don't think the budget is huge for this thing, obviously.
Let me see if I can figure that.
Mud was one of my favorite films the year it came out. I absolutely loved it. Take Shelter was good, especially for Michael Shannon's performance. I'm hoping that he's taken like this sci-fi material and he's treating it seriously, and you got a great filmmaker behind it. So I'm hoping I'm not going to this for like a sci-fi action movie. I'm going for a good character piece that happens to have sci-fi in it. And so I'm excited. I think it's going to be a throwback to like maybe 80s films, like Starman or stuff like that.
I think it has some really strong characters. I think it looks interesting.
Adam Driver.
Very confused who they're playing this for.
I agree
think
with
they have the son angle, and I think you could have made that more of like a family aspect, but then there's like this there's like this disaster element to it. It looks good. I just don't know who it's for.
I don't think it's going to make a lot of money. I've been in theaters where this trailer played, and it was just kind of silence.
Yeah.
People are like, what the hell is that?
That's because there's something confusing about it. There's something confused. It's $18 million
It'll
supposedly
make that,
budget.
But the trailer doesn't really give you a good idea for the story. It's just kind of like, oh, what the is this X-Men? What the hell's happening here?
If you like, it has really strong actors, as you said. There's something appealing about it, but
it's got good reviews so far.
It's just not clear enough.
I don't think it's going to be a blockbuster for sure.
I don't think you've heard enough about it, too. I don't think it's enough out there.
I just want it to be a good movie. I don't care about movie
I think
numbers.
it'll probably be a good movie.
I'm actually kind of surprised this is coming out this coming weekend. Like, I just feel like I would have been hearing more about it if it was upcoming. Because I kind of still, like, in my mind, felt like this is coming out in, like, May or something. Because I've only seen 1 or 2 trailers in the past year.
I think the movies are coming out this week. Like, they're just trying to get whatever scraps they can before Batman v Superman just
talk
blows
about
it
The
up.
Little Prince.
Which was supposed to be released this weekend. Until about like a day ago, and the studio for some reason pulled it. Again, the movie's already made, I think, $83 million overseas already, so it's made its money. I don't know that much about the film. I've heard very little about it. Honestly, the first time I heard about it was about it being pulled.
It is the fantasy animation movie. Basically, a little girl meets an eccentric old aviator who tells her a fantastic tale about a young prince. It does have like a very I think interesting animation style.
Yeah, the art's really cool.
Really cool, yeah.
What studio?
It is Paramount.
Okay.
I think
Paramount picked up the distribution rights, but I think it's originally made in another country.
I'm a big animated movie fan. I haven't heard a lot about this.
Oh yeah, it's French.
There was a trailer out there for a while that we talked about a month or 2 ago.
Okay.
And it just it was unique. Like, you know how sometimes people are too artsy or they give too much story? Like, this had a nice balance.
Okay.
Like, I think people should go watch the trailer to this movie on YouTube just to see if it's something they'd be interested in.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Also, finally, The Bronze is on this list.
Yeah, this is a movie that opened last year in Sundance, and it's the girl from The Big Bang Theory, the one who's married to Wallets or something like that. I don't watch it enough
Never
to
seen
give
it.
those names.
So
anyway, she's like the real squeaky voice. She produced it, I believe, with her husband, Sebastian Shaw from The Winter Soldiers in it. Yeah, a lot of comedian characters. It's basically about a girl. It's kind of like Tanya Harding. It's basically this girl, and the point where it's like, you know, it's like Tanya Harding is the one that got hit, or who's the one that hit?
Tanya Harding's the one that. Oh.
Yeah, see.
I think she's the one that got hit.
Okay, who's the one that hit her? I can't remember her name.
Tanya. Well, it's allegedly. It's still allegedly.
It's still allegedly. Anyway, so it's basically, I feel like she's trying to portray that kind of person. She's kind of despicable human being who's just trash talky, very vulgar. She used to be like one of the best like gymnasts in the Olympics, but she's had a fall from grace. She finds this new protege she's trying to teach. It's very formulaic, but apparently it's very raunchy, and a lot of people are talking about a sex scene.
Oh, she was the one who hit.
Oh, she's the one.
Nancy Kerrigan was the one who got hit.
All right, so Tanya Harding.
Facts are straight.
So apparently the sex scene is like hysterical, and like she does like crazy gymnast moves while they're having sex.
Which is the only reason we're
Yeah.
even talking
Yeah,
about it.
'cause
Because it
JT
really
won-
shouldn't even be on our opening list because it's not going to make any money. But we're talking about it because of
Yes,
the
thank
sex
you for
scene.
stop.
Poof.
Well,
They're still here.
a female gymnast having sex is like a unicorn. You hear about it, but very few men have actually seen it. So
Or
they actually
experienced
experienced it. So to actually go to theater and see it for once is a dream come true.
Because we don't have much time left, and we have to do some predictions. So we have to speed
Go see
predictions if we're going to get any callers that have time. JT, do you want to start us off?
Someone else go. I'm still thinking about the bronze.
Okay, he's a little stuck. I can start us off. I think we're gonna stay with Zootopia because I don't think that the Divergent series is going to have a strong opening as it has had before. So I think we're going to stay with Zootopia, and then we're going to go the Divergent series Allegiant, followed by 10 Cloverfield Lane, and then for me it gets a little fuzzy. I'm really interested in what the Midnight Special could do. Especially with what else is out there. So I'm going to root for it because I think it's going to be a good movie, and I'm going to give it 2 Midnight Special and then Deadpool.
I gotta say, Zootopia's keeping it. I think 10 Cloverfield Lane will beat Allegiance, unfortunately. So I'm saying Zootopia, 10 Cloverfield Lane, then Allegiance, then Midnight Special, then Deadpool.
All right.
Oh man, I'm right there with you, Sarah. I think it's Zootopia, Divergent, what the hell you want to call it. Then it's going to be 10 Cloverfield Lane, then Deadpool,
And
and then Midnight Special.
Okay, so that's our difference. The Hope. Are you siding with JT?
They're
or
all
are you
very
going
similar.
with something new?
I mean, that's
you can
exactly-
pick a team. It's all good.
I was gonna have the exact same one. Zootopia, number 1. Number 2, Allegiant. Number 3, Cloverfield Lane. Number 4, Deadpool. Number 5, Midnight Special.
All right, so me
So
and
the
Ace are on-
shocking thing will be what Midnight Special can do, or if Allegiant bombs completely, soars. Who knows what that?
Who knows? Because honestly, I haven't seen much marketing for it. I see the banners, and that's it. It seems
just
like,
kind of relying on like hardcore fans are going
It's relying on people who go to bus stops a lot.
to be honest, it feels like the studio is almost hiding the movie. Because they're not pumping it out as much. They almost feel like
Maybe I think at this
don't
point,
watch this movie.
at this point, everyone who's seen the other ones will see this one, and they're not really counting on
That's
new people.
19% on Rotten
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What
It feels
does-
like they're hiding it.
Oh,
Allegiant.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Midnight. Sorry.
No.
Still thinking about the bronze.
Midnight
Sorry.
Special has 83, The Little Prince has 93, The Bronze has 12, but the Divergent series Allegiant has. Wow, that's
But
really
have the rest?
low,
Have the rest have
19%.
been that bad?
No, that's the thing. The first
No.
one, check out, search Divergent for
All
Rotten
right.
Tomatoes. I'm just super
I don't think
curious.
we don't
'cause
have time for calls.
I don't think we have. We have.
Sorry, guys. Next week
We have
we'll get-
negative 2 minutes.
It's all
We're
good.
gonna do
We'll-
this one Divergent numbers. If my computer will go any faster, then of course it's just decided
Because
to
I'm
die.
curious. Because for me, I feel like the studio is like purposely hiding
I
this
think
movie.
the filmmakers are as tired of this franchise as the audience, and they're
See,
literally.
that scares me as a moderate fan.
Is this the
of
last? Is this the
series.
last book? Is this the last one?
No, there's one more.
Oh man,
Yeah.
straight to
I think
DVD.
Divergent had something around 40%.
Yeah, but none of them have been good.
40%, yeah.
Yeah,
But I think that's
they're all crap.
critical in the
That-
audience,
that's-
so I can't.
Insurgent was 29%. I mean, it's
It's
just
just going down.
So
It's not that bad, guys.
tanking.
It's that bad.
But
you're gonna have like Ace be the one person in the theater, like yeah.
Ace and Roxy. Ace and Roxy.
Ace
and Roxy and my mom. My mom loves these movies.
So,
Okay.
so you're good. Wait, thank you both, Ace and Steven,
Yeah,
for
thanks for
joining
coming in.
us.
Yeah, it's fun.
JTE.
No,
Whatever.
thank
I'm
you.
here every week.
And thank you all for watching us here. The Popcorn Talk Network on Box Office Breakdown coming to Sundays. We'll be here next Sunday. Always, you can follow us on Twitter. Do you guys want to give out your Twitters?
You go.
Okay, you can follow me on Twitter at Squad Leader Ace.
At Schmoes JTE.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux, STPHENLEMIUX, and check out the Popcorn Talk. I'm the EP, so if you tweet at the Popcorn Talk, I'll be tweeting back to you
So
guys
if
too.
there's any shows you want us to cover or talk about, you should just fill his inbox.
No,
with
yeah.
tons
So
of
if
stuff.
you guys want stuff on the network, like tweet at me, let me know what your thoughts are. We just started Character Corner with Mike Kalinowski for DC Movie News. So
Oh, okay.
every week we're going to give you kind of one of those characters that people don't know too much about,
gotcha.
but really explain their history, tell you the 2 comic book series that you need to read if you want to know more. We just did Connor Hawke.
Same.
So check that out.
Yeah,
Connor Hawke is
Popcorn
great.
Talk is full of shows where you can get so much information about movies and what's out there. Thank you so much for being our fans, and please, rate, subscribe us, write comments. Thank you.
Poof.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.
Poof.